Hello everybody, this is Optitron Prime here, back with another video review. Tonight we're going to take a look at Transformers Earthrise, Deluxe Class, Airwave. And I got to tell you straight off the bat, I like this guy a lot. I don't know if he's my favorite from Wave 2 because I like Smokescreen and I like Alicon. But he's right up there with them, and usually there's a weakest figure in every wave. For Wave 2, it's RC. I'm sorry. I know what they were trying to do with her, and I'm not going to take a look at her because I can't figure out how to turn her into a car. And if I can't transform something, I'm definitely not going to take a look at it as a review. So sorry guys if you wanted to see an Earthrise RC video, but I can't get her into car mode, and I don't want to get frustrated and throw her against the wall back there, so we're not going to do that. I might bring her in for a comparison in my next review when we do Alicon, but she's not down here with me tonight. Here's Airwave in his robot mode, and I got to tell you, he's built very stocky, and I love that. I absolutely love that. You can tell he didn't miss lower leg day, and he did not miss chest day at the gym. Very well put together in my opinion. Now he is a modulator, so for all of you who hate parts forming, you're going to want to skip this guy, because there's parts forming and then there's these guys who literally rip to pieces and reconfigure into a different mode. It's not the kind of parts forming that you see with this guy, where he's mostly a fluid transformation with a bit of parts forming. This is complete and total parts forming. So for those of you who hate parts forming, you're not going to want this. I love it. I don't mind parts forming. As long as when I'm messing with it, it doesn't fall apart or break, I'm going to be fine with it. So we'll go ahead and take a look at articulation real fast, and then we'll do some comparisons. The head here, and the light went off again for some reason. I don't know why the light's doing that to me. But the head sculpt, I love this head sculpt. It kind of looks like Dark of the Moon Shockwave without the horns. He's got his Cyclops eye in there, but articulation wise, the head rotates. I promise you the head rotates. It rotates for transformation. It's just on a stiff joint. The head rotates a full 360. The arms rotate. This arm rotates a full 360, and it doesn't really go out on this joint, I don't think, because it's pegged in. But this flap moves to accommodate inner shoulder movement. Goes out about that far. The elbow bend is just slightly, like maybe 95 degrees, maybe 100 tops. This arm is the same exact way, rotates a full 360, and goes in and out this joint here, and has the, let's say, 100-degree elbow joint. He does have a waist swivel, goes full 360. His legs can kick forward that far, back that far, and as far as splits go, I had not tried this before. He can go full Jean-Claude Van Damme. I love that. He does have a swivel here at the knee. He does have a knee joint, which bends, we can call that 90 degrees, I suppose. It looks like 90 degrees. He's got very bulky lower legs, so it might be 89, but we'll say 90 just for the sake of it. And the feet do have ankle tilts, pretty good ankle tilts, so he can do a little bit of an A stance. Now I don't particularly like displaying my figures in an A stance. They stand, when they're in robot mode, they stand like this. That's how I display my stuff in robot mode. So anyway, with that articulation out of the way, before we get to comparisons, actually, let's take a look at some of the details on him, because I like what Hasbro's doing with molded in details. Just some nice sculpted in ridges there on the chest that they didn't have to do, but I'm glad they did. And they painted his pec muscles. That is so well appreciated. He's got nice molded in details on the legs that, again, they didn't have to do, and it's not picked out with paint, but I don't care about lack of paint as much as other people do. I notice it, but it doesn't really irk me. It doesn't irritate me like it does some people. And the side of the leg has some nice molded in detail there. And the thigh area has a lot of nice molded detail. Back of his thighs have some nice molded in stuff there. And yes, even on his butt has some molded in ridges there. So Hasbro is doing really good with molding in extra details that they don't have to do, but I'm glad they did. So anyway, for comparison, I have a couple of robot mode comparisons. And I see some extra stuff lying around here that I might throw in. I like spontaneity. I bring a couple figures down here, and then I see some other stuff in robot mode we might compare him with that you wouldn't expect. Here he is with... and the light went off. I don't know why the light goes off. It didn't do that in the smokescreen review, so I don't know what's going on here tonight. And I do apologize for that. I'll see what I can do with the next review that I do. See if I can get that fixed. But here he is with a fellow modulator. Earthrise Ironworks. Ironworks is just a little bit, looks like he's taller by just barely a quarter inch or so taller than Airwave. But like I might have mentioned before, I like these modulators. The whole parts forming aspect doesn't bother me as much. So I like these guys. Now, this isn't my favorite figure from Wave 1, but I do like him. And I do have the other modulator over here. We'll get to him in just a little bit. But yeah, here Airwave is with Ironworks. And here he is with a different kind of wave. His name is Airwave. And I brought down, as kind of a name joke, I brought down Siege Soundwave. So here he is with Siege Soundwave, if he will stand. Stand, Soundwave. You better stand. Hey! Ironworks fell down. In case you heard that clash, Ironworks fell to the floor. But yeah, here's Airwave with Earthrise. Not Earthrise. I'm waiting for Earthrise Soundwave. But Siege Soundwave and Ravage is in his chest here. We'll show off the tapes when we do a review on this guy. And I really like this guy. And I really can't wait for the Earthrise version. I'm pretty sure I pre-ordered it on Walmart.com, but if they don't send it to me, I'll just pick him up in the store when I see him. But I do want that guy. Anyway, here, obviously a Voyager. It's going to be a lot bigger than a Deluxe. So, but I think they look good together. The two of the waves. And we can actually bring in another wave from over here. Let me grab him if I can. I don't have his armor attached to him. Nevertheless, he is still a wave. Excuse me, I promise I feel fine. I don't have any kind of disease, or I don't have the COVID. I just it's getting colder outside, so it tends to make you cough. It tends to make me cough a little bit when it gets colder outside. But here is, and I want to see how these three guys look together, because I have never seen this. I never even saw these two guys together until just now. Here's with another wave. Siege. Shockwave. And Shockwave is doing the Michael Myers head tilt. Why are you doing that, Shockwave? I do love the Halloween movies, so that's why I called it the Michael Myers head tilt. But, excuse me, I promise I'm fine. So don't worry about me, I'll be okay. But the tale of three waves: sound wave, airwave, shock wave. And I will take a look at these two guys eventually. I want to get through most of Earthrise Wave 2 and Earthrise Wave 3, what I have of them so far. And then we can go back and do some Siege reviews, some RID 2015 reviews, some Prime reviews. We're basically going to go from Earthrise, the new Earthrise waves, to everything else in just whatever order I feel like doing them in. I might do them by series. I don't know. I might just. The light went off again. I promise I will take a look at this light and see what's going on. But I'm going to take a look at just about everything in my collection at some point. So we'll see what happens when we get there. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So anyway, here's the Soundwave and Shockwave. We'll get them off to the side here. We'll sit on the shelf over there. And we can throw in another random comparison, I suppose. Here he is with, since I mentioned RID 2015, here's one of the good figures, in my opinion, from that line. Here he is with Warrior Drift. And I gotta tell you, I like it. I kind of like that look. I might have lost his little sword, but we'll see if I can't find it. And if I don't find it, I can easily get it on eBay or something. You know, it's a little sword. It will probably cost $5. But there he is with RID 2015 Warrior Drift. I will take a look at him at some point, because I've got a lot of stuff here in the house that I need to take a look at. But anyway, that's pretty much it for Airwave in his robot mode. So we will go into, in my opinion, I like both of his alt modes that I turn him into, but we'll save the best one for last. So we'll get him into his road mode, and for that, I want to just start ripping him apart. So, like I said before, anybody who hates parts forming, you're not going to like this. Just start ripping him apart. Just rip him to bits. And since this is the last piece we have, we will start with this piece. And the great thing about his alt modes is, when you put these two pieces together, they stay together through both alt modes. I like that. So to start off with, turn his head 180 degrees and tuck it back here and set that down. Take the waist piece, take the thighs, flip them up and around, and there are slots here that will go over these tabs here and lock very securely into place. And then take this piece. There are two ports here that will go into the two pegs that will go into these two ports. You want to make sure that the orange pegs are facing forward. So there's that done. Take a leg and you want to open it up, which can be a little bit tricky to do, but open it all the way up. And for road mode, you want to use this port on the back of his foot and plug it onto this post here. And take his other leg, open it up if we can, there we go. And take this, same thing, pour it on the back of his foot onto this peg. And before we attach everything else, what I like to do is take his robot mode gun. This is going to plug in right there. Now it can be difficult to do, especially when you're behind a camera, but hey, it worked fairly easy for me. Thank you gun. The light went off again. I promise you I'll take a look at that and see what's going on with that. I bought the tripod with a light attached because there's not enough light down here in the basement to really light up the review station. And for some reason the light has decided to act up on me tonight. It did not do that for the smokescreen review, so we will see about that. Take this arm, and this will touch the ground, so we don't want that, so we want to rotate it 180. And I like to peg it in with the arrows facing forward onto this port. And the other little gun, I like to plug it into this port here. And then take his other arm. And you want to put this tab into this slot. Lock the arm together. And then take it and plug this peg into this port. There is Airwave in his road mode, I guess I'll call it. Now, if you want to put a deluxe figure like Cliff Jumper on this road, you can't do it. It's deluxe figures are too thick. And for G1 Bumblebee, he's a little bit too thick, but if you have, let's say, a Legion class from Transformers RID, like Magnus here, I call him Ultra Magnus, he rolls no problem on this road. So any kind of Legion class from RID or Prime, I'm imagine, well, Prime might be a little too big, but the Legion classes from RID here is strong arm. No problem rolling on the road. But anything bigger than that is really not going to work for his road mode. Now, when we get to his barge mode, as I call it, deluxe figures will fit on there no problem. So we will go ahead and transform him into his barge mode. Now, you're going to leave, when you rip him apart, you want to leave his legs splayed out and his arms like they are. But you're going to want to do something different with the guns. So first off, we'll detach his gun from the top. Detach his arm from there and attach the little gun. And detach his other arm and his legs one at a time. I tried to do it both at the same time, doesn't work. This piece stays exactly like it is, but this time for this mode you want to use the port on the bottom of the foot to peg onto this peg, and the I don't know which leg this is. The left leg is going to want to go on the right side, so everything is facing in the proper orientation, and this other leg, the right leg, will peg onto the other side. Now, this is the basis of the barge mode. This is most of what you're going to see. But I like what they do with, especially with this arm. It kind of secures, the arms help to secure these pieces together. So this locks in technically 4 different places. Well, 2 to 4, whatever you want to call it. That's up to you. These 2 pegs will go into these 2 ports, and these 2 tabs will go into, I don't know if you can see it, the slots. There's a slot on the other side on this blue piece that this will tab into and really help secure everything in place. Now, fair warning, the light went off again. I'm sorry about that. I really do apologize. I don't know why it's doing that. Now, when you're going back into any of the other modes, when you're untabbing this piece, this front part likes to pop off, so just be warned of that. We're not going to do that on camera. Sometimes when you're tabbing it in, it likes to attach, but if you hold this and push on the tread, it should be fine. Take his other arm and you can see the connection points there. Just want to line it up as best you can. Snap it on, and there's pretty much the basis of it. Now the guns, take one gun, plug it into this port, split this gun into two pieces, and we'll deal with this piece here in just a minute. But take this gun, plug it into this port, and for the final piece, you want to plug this post into this port right here, and you can feel it snap in, hear it snap in. There is Airwave in his barge, in his barge mode. My favorite of the two alt modes. Now, I guess mainly because it's a vehicle that can roll. The street mode is good, and if I do stop motion, I will include the street mode. And full disclosure, I have started working on a stop motion series as far as scripting is concerned, but I really don't know how to make it happen as far as working the camera and stuff like that. So if anybody watches any of my videos and is more savvy about doing stuff like that and would like to help me out, by all means. If I can get the camera situation worked out and keep writing episode scripts, I would love to have some voice actors. So if anybody would like to help me out with how to work the camera for stop motion and eventually become a voice actor in the series, feel free to comment on the video or on any video that I put up, and I would love to get that done. So anyway, here he is in his barge mode, and like I said before, G1 Bumblebee will have no problem rolling on this now. And here is a random figure, the Age of Extinction one-step Stinger. Fits just fine with no problems and can be, I guess, escorted down the Cybertronian River, or whatever river I guess you put this guy on, because he's a barge after all. And we'll put Earthrise Cliff Jumper on there just for fun. But yeah, this is my favorite of the two alt modes. I guess it's because it's a vehicle that rolls. And every figure that you've seen in this video so far, I will, like I said, do a review on at some point. Once I do a review of Alicon and the Wave 3 Deluxes, I do have all four of those, I will start putting up random reviews of whatever I feel like doing whatever day. I'm going to try to put out 3 reviews a week, maybe 4. I'm intending to do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and maybe occasional one on Saturdays. At least until I get through everything I own, and then it's going to be like everybody else. I have to wait for me to get something new in to review. But see, with me taking a look at everything else I've got, that will give me time to get some more stuff in to review for you guys. And if it starts slowing down to where I don't have anything new coming in, might shoot less reviews a week. But like I said, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Anyway, for comparison, I don't know what's going on with this light. For vehicle mode comparison, I brought some Wave 3 Deluxes down that I will be taking a look at after I do Alicon. Now, I won't be doing RC. She will, I guess, be featured as a robot mode comparison in the Alicon review, but she will not get her own review because she's frustrating to get into vehicle mode, and I haven't done it yet, so she will not get a video review. I'm sorry for that. But I brought a couple of Wave 3 Deluxes down here to take a look at, and the first one is his fellow modulator, Fast Track. And while Fast Track is my least favorite figure from Wave 3, I still like him. He's still a really good figure, and he does fit on the barge mode. So the barge is obviously bigger than this. Looks like something that would be a cousin of the Mars rover that would roll around on the moon or on Mars or something. I just randomly thought of that, but that is what he looks like. So obviously Airwave is a lot bigger than him because Fast Track crumples way down into his vehicle mode. And when I take a look at him, it'll be the first time I turn him into a spear mode because I haven't done it yet. I just got Wave 3 Deluxes yesterday. And I haven't really turned this guy into a spear mode yet, but we will do that, I guess, when we get to his video. But Airwave is a lot bigger than him. And here is my favorite, I guess you could say my favorite figure from Wave 3. Although the other 3 Deluxes, besides Fast Track, are high contenders for this. Here he is with the guy who's, I guess, quickly becoming my favorite. And he might slightly beat out Sunstreaker and Trailbreaker, which I guess I gave him away. Here he is with Run Amok. And I love this figure. I will gush over this figure when I get to his review, but I absolutely love this guy. And I don't mind the fake chest. Doesn't bother me. Fake out parts don't bother me, as long as they don't interfere with the functionality of the vehicle mode, which it doesn't. So anyway, Run Amok can fit just fine on the barge mode and be transported down the river. And it's taking a lot of willpower not to gush on this guy in this review, because I absolutely love him. I love Sunstreaker, I love Trailbreaker, but this guy is so awesome. And he is pretty much a brand new mold. He's not a remold of anything, but we'll save that for his video review. We'll bring in another comparison or two, I suppose. Here he is with Siege Sideswipe. And really, I guess I might bring in a Voyager-sized vehicle to compare this guy with, because I see a couple laying around here. He kind of sizes up into a Voyager-sized vehicle mode. That, to me, is fairly cool. Parts forming, mass shifting. I don't mind it. Sideswipe will, like I said before, fit just fine on the barge. So there's that. And here's a couple of random comparisons. If you could see my whole review station, my review table is like literally piled on both sides of the camera with stuff, but I moved everything out of the shot so as to look more professional. Here he is with Age of Extinction Galvatron. And by the way, I am really looking forward to the Unique Toys version of this guy. They just have black magic in their transformations, and I do have 3 of their figures. I broke my Challenger, so I might have to buy a new one. But I love their Peru Kill, and Dragoon is really good, but his transformation is not for the faint of heart. Sorry about this light, folks. Dragoon's transformation is not for the faint of heart. It really isn't. But as you can see, Airwave really expands out into a Voyager-sized vehicle. Now Galvatron is too wide and too long to fit on the barge. So only Deluxes and smaller really fit on the barge without problems. But yeah, really we're looking forward to the Unique Toys version of this guy. As soon as I can get it, I will get it, and I will mess with it, and we'll probably do a review of it. But I did break their Optimus Prime figure. You do have to be really careful with him. He has some delicate spots that will break easily. For one final vehicle mode comparison before we wrap this up, here he is with a figure that I am really a fan of, Generations Thrilling 30 Roadbuster. I am such a fan of this figure. And yes, Airwave is just a little bit longer than him, so he really does expand into quite a large vehicle mode. I like it. So with that being said, guys, that was my review of the Transformers Earthrise Deluxe Class Airwave. My next review will be of the Alicon, and then we will go into the Wave 3 Deluxes, which all 4 of them, in my opinion, are very well done. We might start those reviews with this guy here, but I do have all 4 of them. Anyway, this has been my review of Airwave. Thank you guys for stopping by and checking this video out. If you like the video, please be sure to drop a like on it and comment if you feel led to, and also subscribe if you would like to. And I will keep the reviews coming fairly regularly now that I have my own house, which I used to live in an apartment, which wouldn't have been ideal for doing stuff like this, but I bought my own house. I got a review station set up in the basement, and I guess if you guys want to see a house tour, I can arrange that. I don't think I can show off my collection because it's everywhere. There's literally Transformers everywhere. So a collection video at this point would not be ideal, but I might give you guys a house tour if you want to see that. Anyway, I've rambled on long enough. This has been Optitron Prime with a review of Airwave, and I'll be back probably tomorrow or Thursday, one day this week, with a review of Alicon. So stay tuned for that. Again, if you would like to, like, comment, subscribe, whatever it is you want to do. And this has been Optitron Prime saying, roll out.